This is Math Defined, and I'm Mrs. C. In this video, I will show you how to divide a positive integer by a negative integer. Let's begin with positive 15 being divided by negative 3. We're going to use the integer counters first to find the answer to this division problem, and then a little bit later in this video, I will give you a very simple rule to follow when dividing integers with different signs that does not require using the counters. So we'll start by placing 15 positive counters on the screen. The next term in this problem states that we need to divide these 15 positive counters into groups of negative 3. But can you really divide anything into groups of negative numbers? Negative numbers are less than 0. So how can you divide positive 15 into groups of less than 0? Well, fortunately, there is a mathematical solution to this problem. First, we will need to rewrite this equation using multiplication. This will allow us to easily use the counters to solve this problem. Remember, when rewriting a division equation using multiplication, you multiply the divisor and the quotient together to equal the dividend of 15. So our multiplication problem will be negative 3 times something that will equal positive 15. We already have the 15 positive counters on the screen. And if you watched my previous video on multiplying negative numbers, you will recall that when the first term is negative, it means to remove. So basically, what we need to determine is removing 3 groups of what equals positive 15. Well, we know that 15 divided into groups of 3 will give us 5 equal groups. But if we remove these 5 equal groups, we will have 0 counters left. And we need to have 15 positive counters left on the screen. This is where using 0 pairs solves this problem. We will create 15 0 pairs by adding 15 negative counters. Remember that a positive counter paired with a negative counter gives you a 0 pair. Now we will identify our 5 groups of 3 and then remove them off the screen. And once they are gone, you can see we have 15 positive counters left. So now we know that negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. Now let's go back to the division problem of positive 15 divided by negative 3. And our answer, or the quotient, is negative 5. Using counters for every division problem with integers would be exhausting. Fortunately, there is a very simple, easy rule that you can follow instead. This rule states that when you have a dividend and a divisor with different signs like we do here, the quotient will always be negative. So a positive number divided by a negative number will always equal a negative number. And a negative number divided by a positive number will also always equal a negative number. The easiest way to remember this rule is that when you have a division problem where the numbers have different signs, your answer will always be negative. Let's practice using this rule. Positive 14 divided by negative 2. All we need to do is divide 14 by 2 and then follow the rule for dividing a positive dividend by a negative divisor. So positive 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. So much easier than counters. This time, the dividend is a negative number. Negative 20 divided by positive 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4, and since we have different signs, the quotient will be negative 4. Positive 72 divided by negative 1. 72 divided by 1 is 72, and since we have different signs, the quotient will be negative 72. So once again, when dividing integers with different signs, your quotient or answer will always be negative. If you would like more practice with dividing positive and negative integers, I have provided a link in the description below where you can purchase this worksheet along with an answer key. And you can check out more of my math videos at Math Defined, your #1 place to learn math. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.